A breast cancer warning you need to know about this morning, as an alarming rate or data that has been coming out reveals a growing prevalence among younger women. Fox News medical contributor Dr. Nicole Saphier lays it all out in a brand new op-ed, and she joins us now. Nicole, good morning to you. So talk to us about this alarming increase in young women getting breast cancer, and what are the factors that you're seeing that you laid out in the op-ed?
Well, good morning, Rachel. Thanks so much for having me on. As you know, my day job is diagnosing breast cancer, and my goal is to always find it as earliest and easiest to treat. And one of the trends that we have been seeing over the last couple of decades is a rise in breast cancer in younger women. So obviously that makes us wonder what's been going on. Why are we seeing more breast cancers in younger women? You and I have talked about at length part of our lifestyles, the food that we're consuming, the sedentary life that we are leading. People are more overweight, the chemicals we're putting on and inside of our body. This is all contributing to the rise in breast cancer. But there are also some other things that I point out to in the op-ed that makes me pause and wonder if this is also leading to the increase. And data tells me it absolutely is. The fact that our U.S. fertility rates has hit a record low in 2023, down 21% over the last couple of decades. When we have babies, it suppresses our estrogen or our lifetime exposure to estrogen. So having babies and having them at younger ages actually decreases our risk of breast cancer. Women are having babies older as well. The average age of a first pregnancy is now 30 when it was 21 in 1970. And on top of that, Rachel, you and I have talked about people aren't breastfeeding exclusively like they used to. And so while this is all progress in the women's movement, women are now out getting careers and they're working full time. You and I are two of these women. That's also causing us to not have as many babies, having them older and not breastfeeding. And all of this is adding to the rise in breast cancer in younger women.
So, Nicole, for those who don't understand the connection between breastfeeding and breast cancer prevention, why don't you lay that out? And then I want to talk a little bit about the fertility rates as well.
So all three of those things together, I talked about having a baby at an older or a younger age, and breastfeeding. All of this suppresses ovulation, and if you're suppressing your ovulation, you're decreasing your lifetime exposure of estrogen. Our lifetime exposure of estrogen, one of the hormones that's circulating in women's bodies, that increases our risk of breast cancer. It also increases our risk of other cancers as well. Another thing that people don't talk about or don't realize is, do you know that fat cells, our adipose cells in our body, also produces estrogen, which is why women who are overweight and even men who are overweight have a higher risk of breast and other cancers that are directly linked to estrogen. So we can't get rid of estrogen entirely. We're women. It's just part of our natural body. But decreasing our risk of breast cancer and decreasing our exposure of estrogen is overall good for our health.
Yeah. I think about birth control pills as well. Like, there's just so much more information coming out now about its impact on our bodies. What do you think about a connection there? Because birth control pills, as you say, also are impacting people's fertility rates, clearly. But also, it's something that's going into your body that's not natural.
Well, the data has gone back and forth when it comes to oral contraceptive pills, with some evidence showing that they have a protective effect against endometrial cancer, some showing that they have a slight increased risk of breast cancer. A recent study came out in the last year showing that IUDs, which once was thought didn't have some of those effects because it wasn't an oral contraception, now suggest there may be a slight increased risk of breast cancer with these contraceptive devices. And, anything that you're taking exogenously, that, they do have some risk to it. And those are things you need to talk to your doctor. And unfortunately, in our public health sector, people love to talk about the benefits, but they don't really like to talk about the risks. And not one life is more important than the other. So we always have to make sure that we're fully transparent with the known risks.
Yeah. Information is power. And I think some of these issues, they have a political component to it, birth control in particular. The feminist movement is definitely, pro that. And as a result of that, there has been a suppression of a really good, robust debate about the facts. And I'm really hoping that, RFK over at HHS and some of the changes that we're seeing in the administration, I know you and I have talked about that before, that we might be able to finally lift these taboos and start having an honest conversation, because information is power, as you know, Nicole.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Nicole. Great conversation.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.